Hello dear students, our today's topic is chemistry of cardiac glycosides. The glycosides are the chemical compounds which contains an aglycone portion attached with a glycone portion which is called as the sugar moieties. So let's look at the important features. The main important point is that the cardiac glycoside contains two major portions. The first portion is called as non-sugar portion, which is also called as aglycone, and the second is sugar portion, which is called as glycone portion. Now let's move on to the aglycone portion, which is also called as the non-sugar portion. This aglycone portion is suffixed as genin, and this portion is a steroid nucleus with set of four fused rings, as you can see in the structure. This is a set of four fused rings A, B, C and D. The ring A, B and C, these are the cyclohexane rings attached with each other, while ring number D is a cyclopentane ring. So as far as the IUPAC nomenclature of this ring system concerned, it is called as cyclopentano perhydrophenanthrin because these three rings 1, 2 and 3, the ring A, B and C, these are supposed as the saturated phenanthrin nucleus, right? So that's why the IUPAC name is cyclopentano perhydrophenanthrin. The phenanthrin is an unsaturated aromatic compound which consists of the double bonds over here. So when this double bonds get saturated with hydrogens, it is considered as perhydrophenanthrin, and that's why the IUPAC name is cyclopentano perhydrophenanthrin. Now if we look at the numbering system, the numbering always start with the ring number A with the topmost carbon given number 1, and the numbering continues in ring A first 1, 2, 3, 4. The number 5 is given to the carbon which is common to ring A and B. So this will be number 5. Then we start continuing numbering in ring number B. So this will be 6, 7, 8, this will be 9 and this will be 10. So dear student, please keep this point in mind that we first number both the rings A and B first, and once the numbering in A and B ended, we start the numbering to ring C and D. So this is the position number 10. Then this carbon is given number 11, 12, 13, 14, then 15, 16 and 17. That means the ring A and B is given number as a sequential order, and then the numbering goes in the spiral way like S. Here we make numbering 11, 12, 13, then we move on to the shape of S. So here is the spiral numbering over here. Here is the sequential numbering and here is the spiral numbering. So the carbon which is given number 17 has a substituent over here as an alkyl substituent. Now few important things are that at C10 and C13 we have two angular methyl groups. Here the ring A and ring B and ring C and ring D have the cis configuration, which we can easily understand by the position of the groups at C5 and C10. Here both the groups are in the beta orientation, that means they are in the same orientation. That's why the configuration of ring A and B is cis fused. Likewise, the configuration of ring C and ring D is also a cis fused, because here the substituents at C13 and C14 both have the beta orientation, that is the same orientation. Though same orientation is there, the ring C and D are also supposed to have the cis configuration. Now if we look at ring B and ring C, here we find that here the C9 substituent, the hydrogen has the alpha orientation, while the CH substituent, the hydrogen have the beta orientation. That means they have the different orientation, and though they have the different orientation, the configuration is trans. So A, B have the cis, B, C have the trans, and C and D also has the cis configuration. So due to this, the entire steroid molecule have the U-shape like structure, which you can easily view in this three-dimensional structure. Here we can see that due to this configuration, this whole steroid nucleus has the U-shaped molecule. So that is a very important point regarding the steroid nucleus of the cardiac glycoside. Now, some other features are also present over here. As I mentioned that the angular methyl groups are present at C10 and C13. Here you can easily view that the methyl groups are present at C10 and C13. This is a very important characteristic of this steroid nucleases. So when we number whole the steroid nucleus by ending here with C17, this methyl group is given number 18, the carbon of methyl is given number 18, and the carbon of this methyl group is given number 19. So in this way we can number all the carbons present over this one. Now one very important point is that some steroid nucleases of cardiac glycosides like aubergine has hydroxymethyl group at C10 position. That means in aubergine, instead of methyl group we have a hydroxymethyl group, while in case of strophantadine and another steroid nucleus we have a formyl group over here, that is CHO group. Instead of methyl we have a formyl group over here. Now the major important feature is that here is the presence of hydroxyl group at position number 3, and this hydroxyl group is important for the attachment of sugar moieties. Whatever sugars are attached in the cardiac glycosides, they will attach only through the glycosidic linkage by this C3 hydroxyl group. Now beside this C3 hydroxyl group, more hydroxyl groups can be present at position number 14, and in some cases we may have the hydroxyl group at C12, that is this position, and C16 position. Now due to attachment of this hydroxyl group, the various non-sugar portions, that are the aglycone portions, are differentiated on the basis of presence of the hydroxyl groups. Now let's look at this important glycan portions which are found in the cardiac glycoside. Now the first glycan portion is digitoxygenine. Here, dear students, you can view that this steroid nucleus is present along with this methyl groups and this hydroxyl group with a substituent over C17 position by alpha beta alpha beta unsaturated lactone ring. Here, besides C3 hydroxyl group and this C14 hydroxyl group, no other hydroxyl groups are present. Now suppose if in the structure of digitoxygenine, if we have one more hydroxyl group at C12 position like here. So this extra hydroxyl group at C12 position in digitoxygenine gives rise to formation of digoxygenine. So if we have to compare between digitoxygenine and digoxygenine, we must remember that an extra hydroxyl group is present at C12 position. Now likewise the case is with the next glycan portion which is called as G-toxygenine. Now here in this case we have the hydroxyl group at C16 position beside the regular hydroxyl group at C3 and C14 position. So when the hydroxyl group is present at C16 position, we call it G-toxygenine. Now beside these three important glycan portion, we have two more important examples. The first one is aubergine and the second one is strophantidine. Now in case of aubergine, there is a lot of hydroxyl groups are present at C1, C3, C5. We have at C11 and C14. Now as I mentioned earlier, instead methyl group at C10, here we have a hydroxymethyl group. Now let's look at the structure of strophantidine. Now in case of strophantidine, we have a hydroxyl group at C3, the site of sugar attachment, at C5 and C14. And instead of a methyl group, here we have a formyl group, that is HCO. So with this will become strophantidine. So these five, the digitoxygenine, digoxygenine, G-toxygenine, aubergine and strophantidine, these are the classical example of glycan portions which are found exclusively in the cardiac glycosides. Now one very important point is that we find that in most of the cases the R group is a lactone ring which is present at C17 position. Now some cardiac glycosides have the difference in this ring also. For example, the cardiac glycosides which are obtained from the plant origin have the 5-membered alpha beta unsaturated lactone ring, and these glycosides are called as cardenolides. So dear students, the cardiac glycosides of plant origin are called as cardenolide, and they have a 5-membered alpha beta unsaturated lactone ring at C17 position. Now the cardiac glycosides of animal origin are called as bufadienolide, and they possess a 6-membered lactone ring with 2 conjugated double bonds, and this structure is referred as alpha pyron. This can be a question of GPAT examination, that the cardiac glycosides or the bufadienolides consist of dash ring. So 4 options will be given there, and you have to identify that it is called as the alpha pyron ring. So this is all about the a glycone portion, that is the non-sugar portion present in the cardiac glycosides. Now let's move on to the glycone portion, that is the sugar portions present in the cardiac glycosides. Now these sugar portions are attached with the C3 hydroxyl group by beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage means the sugar moieties are attached by having the bond between the C1 and C4 positions of each other through loss of a water molecule. This we can see in the individual example. The most important point is that the most common sugars which are found in the cardiac glycoside include the sugar like beta D glucose, which we encountered many at times. So this is beta D glucose, which have the pyran ring, a 6-member ring containing an oxygen, having the hydroxyl groups at position number 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the hydroxymethyl group at 6th position. A slight modification, that means if this hydroxymethyl group is removed out from here and if a methyl group is inserted over here, this leads to the formation of another sugar moiety which is called as beta L rhamnose. So dear students, with CH2OH it is beta D glucose, and with the methyl group it becomes beta L rhamnose. Now suppose if the C3 hydroxyl group, that is this hydroxyl group is removed out from here from beta L rhamnose, this leads to formation of beta D digitoxose. If we compare this structure and this structure, we find that if this hydroxyl group is removed out from here, the configuration changed and this leads to formation of beta D digitoxose. And when the hydroxyl group of this beta D digitoxose is converted to the methoxy group, for example, when the this hydroxyl group, which is present at position number 4 at beta D digitoxose, if it is converted to methoxy group, this leads to formation of beta D samarose. So that all are the 4 classical examples of the sugar moieties which are found in the cardiac glycoside. Let's look at one example of a cardiac glycoside. It is aubane. This consists of this non-sugar portion which is called as aubergine, and this is attached with the sugar L-rhamnose by this glycosidic linkage. We know that in rhamnose there is a hydroxyl group at this 2nd position, and in aubergine there was a hydroxyl group at C3 position. So this hydroxyl group and this hydroxyl group may react to liberate out a water molecule. The H2O molecule will be liberated out, and this linkage will be generated between this aglycone portion and this sugar moiety, and with this combination it gives formation of aubane. So dear students, that is all about the chemistry of cardiac glycoside. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.